Start it up. Oh, that's how you feel on 5 o'clock, 5:30 on a Monday.
It's Wednesday morning at 5:30. Huh? Hi.
Yeah, it is. Sun's just peeking.
Sun's just peeking up. Longest day of the year coming up.
The birds are just starting to talk.
Yip, 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 yip.
Longest day of the year. Wow. You got to soak in these long days.
Sure do. You drinking that hydro water?
Yeah, man. Nice cold hydro water.
Oh.
I don't know if it does a damn thing, but I'm drinking it.
Make your Peter stand up a little longer, I bet.
A little quicker.
A little quicker, a little longer. Ain't nobody ever complained about that. Hydrogen water. It'll pitch your tent. Hydrogen water. It'll make your pecker stand up. Hydrogen water. Get there fast. And last.
Fast and hard.
Hydrogen water. Get boners when you're 80.
That's essentially that's what they're saying.
Why wouldn't you want to get a boner when you're 80?
They're saying that exact thing. If you want that to happen, drink a lot of this water.
That's why you do cold plunges. That's why you breathe, because it gets all the juices flowing. Essentially, this is essentially what happens. You got to understand something. Your body is like an engine, okay? So you think about when you don't change the oil on your car, what happens? Gets all gunky. That engine doesn't crank quite as hard.
Cranking your hog.
No pun intended. and car doesn't run right. Well, you change that oil frequently, especially you get it right out of the box. You change the oil when you're supposed to. Hell, that thing could run forever. You don't know. I'll tell you one thing.
I agree.
It'll wear you out before you wear it out. But seriously, I mean,
that's why I'm drinking it.
You want the hydrogen water? You want boners when you're 80 or what? It's pretty simple.
That's what it says on the back of my cup.
Yeah, I got to get some of that. What do? You just put it in like a little mechanism and it hydrates that?
I feel like I'm drinking something that I got, like I'm drinking out of one of those cups that you would get at like the Science Center, like the Great Lakes Science Center, the ones that like make like a tornado in there or something.
Kind of looks like there should be lava in there, like it's one of those lava lamps.
Yeah, lava lamp or
a lava lamp
or Austin Powers Mojo jar.
You don't want to drink out of that.
No, you do.
Oh, I guess if you want the Mojo.
In 10 seconds. Look at this.
Get your boners.
Does that not look exactly like his Mojo jar? Look it up.
Foreshadowing. It was foreshadowing many moons ago when they created Austin Powers. They knew they were going to come out with a mechanism that could give you a boner when you're 80, and it's only water. You just got to hydronate it.
They should have called it like Mojo or something.
Well, either way, I got to get one of those. Where do you get them things at? Amazon?
Amazon.
Can you get them on Amazon?
Yeah, they're like $50. I mean, there's people out there now that started selling them. They're like, if you get the $50 one on Amazon, it actually lets out like a chemical and you're actually doing worse. But it's all bullshit. It's literally the same mechanism.
That's their marketing strategy to bury the competition.
All these other companies are like, we're going to do the same thing. It's a simple device in there. We're going to do the same thing, cut the cost in half and sell a shit ton. And that's what they did.
No.
So all these guys selling them for like $200 are like, now we have to say something that justifies this one.
over theirs.
over the $50 one.
Because they did it for cheaper.
Ours is heavier. And it
If you want to get a boner when you're 80, it'll cost $200 with us, as opposed to $50 with the Amazon specials.
special boner glass in this thing.
And you get it twice as fast. My goodness. You've been getting grounded too?
It came
are you
twice
following?
as fast. Hey, I didn't mean like. Hey, I didn't mean like that.
Hey,
I really meant that.
Hey, the first
Hey,
nut.
I really
listen.
meant that.
Hey,
it really
listen.
did come fast.
Hey, listen, boys.
It was at my
You-
doorstep in
Hey, listen,
10
young
hours.
boys out there. Listen. Sometimes, well, I would say 85% of the time, this is all the time. That first nut is just always a little slippery. So, hey, you got to just prepare yourself for, round 2 or something. Or no how.
Wow.
Goose chasing just went down a I think it was 6th grade science or something, where they were bumping uglies or
might have been
teaching us
fifth-
how to.
Might have been 5th grade. I don't know.
5th grade, 6th grade, something like that. Something like that. Something like this. Something like that.
That's probably when like the first person in your grade, they like came back from summer break and they were like, you were like, oh my God, that guy's a man. You're like, we're supposed to be kids still, man. You're a man.
Yeah, what happened, man? How'd you get that?
It was always the biggest kid in your grade, like the one that was always the biggest kid anyway.
Well, duh.
Yeah, but he was always a man child, but then he came back and he had like a semi beard, and you were just like,
Yeah.
why are you talking so
Low.
low like that?
How come your voice is like 6 decibels lower than mine?
So I think that's about the time they introduced some of that birds and the bees.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Those kids, those big boys back then, now our age, dude, they got a gray fucking bush. You know what I mean? They got
Yeah, I know.
For sure they got some salt and pepper going on their cheeks, and they definitely got grays going. I mean, they're probably 50-50 gray to whatever their hair color is.
You know what?
And look at us. Look at us out here. Look at this. Look at this.
Look at my pecs.
Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this.
When you're that young, you want to look old, and when you're this old, you want to look young.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
Totally flip flops. That's why
We
you
always
gotta
want what
you gotta soak in life.
Yeah, that's true. Don't wish it away.
Your youngest day is
Today.
well, yeah, kind of.
It was yesterday, but
Your youngest day for the rest of your life is today.
right.
I don't know what that means, but I saw it on a T-shirt or a bumper sticker or something. I saw it on the back of a minivan or something.
I'll tell you what, there's something in that hydrogen juice that gets me a little happy. No, I don't know what happened today, man. It's just been, Did you check out that? Did you check out the New York last day New York hunt yet? That Mike put together,
No,
dude. The fuck, man. It's on YouTube now. We launched it yesterday. For your information, but it's sick. It's cool. He did a good job putting it together, and it was just a cool hunt.
the turkey hunt you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
man.
Yeah. Last turkey hunt of the year for your boys.
I'm gonna watch that.
We don't have anything else coming down the pipeline, do we?
For hunts?
Yeah. That's it. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the walk-off. That was the Barry Bonds hand in the air walk-off, bitch. I'll see you back south. We're going to Tennessee. With 2 of your birds.
With 2 of your birds.
Hey, Cuomo, we're going south with 2 of your birds.
It seemed, and like now the season ends, there's still no longbeards around, but there's a hell of a lot of Jakes.
Yeah, but there's a lot of Jakes, which is
it's good.
I mean, depends on how you look at it, but yeah, it's good for next year for sure. Should be, hopefully is. But I tell you what, as soon as that turkey season ends, light switch.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Whitetails. They don't fucking matter. They're
Honestly,
the ugliest birds I've ever seen.
Yeah, mine switched like a week and a half before the season ended.
Well, yeah, probably when we left.
And that mainly because I was starting to plant food plots and stuff. As soon as that happens, to me, I'm like, all right. I don't know. I'm just new focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I try. Be like, man, maybe I'll get up last day and
maybe I'll get up. Oh no, wait! I got my one of my tags already filled. So.
Oh no, I just didn't.
I didn't want to.
I'm gonna get up about 8 and run the tractor a little bit.
I'm gonna get about 7:45. I'm gonna scratch my ass all the way out to the back deck, Camp Cutlet. I'm gonna walk outside. I'm gonna scratch my belly a little bit. I'm gonna give it a deep breath. I'm gonna scratch my ass again. I'm gonna give it about 13 seconds to hear a gobble. And if I don't hear one, I'm going back inside to get a cup of coffee. I'm tractor by 10 after 8. Fuck that.
That's how I roll.
That's just how I'm gonna roll, man. I mean, I fill tags. My name's Phil. My last name's Tags. It's just how I roll.
This is what I do. I mean, born with
simple.
that name. I didn't.
Hey, I didn't give myself
choose
my
it.
name at birth. My parents had me. They named me Phil Tags. They knew. They knew it was coming.
They knew it was coming.
I took a year off last year. It's okay.
They said this boy's gonna feed us for the rest of our lives. Honey, do you see this boy? He's going to feed us.
Do you know what we have to name him? We have to name him Phil. Phil Tags. I mean, hell, it's already written right on his forehead. It's written on
Philip Tags.
Oh, gosh, I can't wait. You know, you don't want to wish the time away, but
no.
Freaking A, man. It's hard. Just want to sit in a stand with my bow. It's because those Hoyts, man. Oh, shit. Those things are awesome.
Fantastic.
They're awesome. I've been shooting mine at 40.
They're fun to shoot.
And that thing, like, it is a missile.
Yeah.
It is a missile.
Feels powerful.
I feel powerful with it in my hands.
And the bow sticks just change the whole experience of shooting your bow.
Oh.
I don't know. It's so stupid.
You could put it wherever you want.
I'm not always like, oh, I'm
going to put it on the ground.
I'm just going to lay it on its side on the ground.
I got to hang it up on this fence.
Oh, I got to cut a limb off this tree, so I got a little bow hanger next to my target.
No, you actually don't. No, not anymore.
Stand that thing right up.
Pink, and
looks better. Takes more care of it.
Yeah. Keeps it out of the weather.
Keeps it out of the weather.
Keeps it out of the worms, is what you might say. No, I mean, that's those. Oh, God, I love it.
But, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait either. But, I mean, this is like my favorite time of year, right? The next, like, month, 2 months.
Yeah. I mean,
because of, like, the summer. I just love the long day.
Yeah.
Like,
daylight.
I could work until dark every night outside.
And you're done at 9:30.
And you're like, holy shit. I
got to get up in like 5 hours.
But the whole, like, summer night, like, they're not there yet, but full racked velvet bucks and some.
Yeah.
Oh man, when you hear the little grasshoppers and wee wee wees, and then you just see that buck back there in the bean field, and you're like, God damn.
Oh, he's just enjoying himself and he having a nice bite of old beans.
And you're just kind of like visualizing the whole season, kind of.
yeah, and you think you're gonna figure it out, but
But
you
it's
have
not going to
no
happen.
fucking idea.
It's not going to happen anywhere near like you're visualizing. But it's part of the fun of it.
Oh, gosh damn it, it is.
It's part of the fun of it.
The summer night deer cruise is
Such a fun activity.
for anybody that hasn't done that before. I feel bad. I do. Dude, in the
It's the best.
summertime, when we were up at the lake at the cottage, it would be nightly. We're either going on a cruise right before dark or we're going spotting because spotting's legal in New York.
Which is dumb, but it's fun.
But when we were growing up, that's like
Yeah.
you could see deer. That was your trail camera.
Oh, yeah.
That was your trail camera.
Let's see what's coming out where.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously you weren't guaranteed to see everything, but like that was it. Get in the car, rally the troops.
That's what
pack
kept
into the Suburban.
Yeah, even if it's even if it's, that last hour of dark, either way, that's like what kept you like that there's a big one out there, Like
Yeah, you wanna-
they're out there.
Right.
Cuz you
exactly.
would see them or one,
especially in the summertime.
Yeah.
on the right night with the right weather.
where you
and
see
stuff,
5 of them together and you're like, Jesus,
Damn it.
there's some
Hogs.
bone here.
There's hogs around here.
There's
I
some
knew
hogs in here.
I knew I lived in hog country. I knew it.
I knew
I knew
I wasn't stupid for being here.
I knew the neighbor missed his ass. I knew I passed his ass for a reason. I knew.
Oh,
Back then, you
yeah.
didn't pass shit.
No.
It was just like whatever buck gave you that first good opportunity, pull it back and pray that you hit your mark. I mean, it's not true, but
Pray
it's like
that he was inside of like 18 yards.
right. Yeah.
Then
Please come on, break 20. Just break 20. You think about how small of a circle in the world that is. Like if you took your tree and you go 20 yards in radius and all circle a whole around your a whole circle around your tree.
yeah,
So you're basically saying a 40-yard diameter.
you got to
Straight
come in
across.
this circle.
And he's got to come right in there. He's got the whole world to go to, but he's got to come right in there for you to shoot him.
If you OnX your property and then like put a dot right there, you'll be like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, my chances are literally nothing. We have no chance. But think about, I mean, even now,
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
okay,
It's 80 yards now, maybe.
right.
Like, and that's if you're
maybe 100.
yeah, and that's if you're like freaking Johnny Longbow. Like I'm not
Also,
if I don't have to shoot 40 yards, I'm not shooting 40 yards.
yeah, but also you're
I know
talking
people think
about
I'm nuts for that, but I want to friggin' shoot one at 30 yards
and
or
then,
closer.
yeah.
Yeah,
Closer-
if he's
closer
out
to-
at 40 yards is very shootable. Something like the 50 and 60 even, like most of the time that's not happening for me.
I chucked a new Hoyt at him, cuz.
Get
No, I know
closer.
what you mean. I know what you mean. And that's kind of part of the fun of it, of bow hunting, Like
Yeah.
that's part of it. Like get close to them. But
Yeah.
dude,
Really close.
even if okay, say you're 50 yards on either side of you. That's a 100-yard diameter circle. And you take that circle all the way around you, you're not shooting anywhere close to that entire circle, especially if you're in the hardwoods. Like
No.
if you're on the edge of a field, maybe, you're shooting.
Not in New York, you're not. There's bush everywhere. You're in the bush.
True. But that's like, when you think about it in that way, that's super hard
Mm-hmm.
to get any deer, but especially that one, to be in that circle at some point throughout his day. And you got to pick
Not
wherever
even
that
at
circle's
some
going to
point
be.
throughout his day, at the right point in his day, because you're not going to be out
Well,
there for
yeah,
80% of his day.
true.
That's a whole nother wrench in it.
That is a wrench, I'll tell you. That's kind of, yeah, that's interesting to think about. Makes your makes your bow hunting accomplishments feel stronger, I would say.
Yeah.
Strong to moderately strong accomplishments.
Like, yeah, what I do is hard. Yeah, it is hard.
Yeah, man, it is hard. Back to that 80-year-old boner again. Here we go. But we just took that full circle. And it all started with hydrogen water.
I'll start with hydrogen water.
Thanks, Gary Braca. Gary? Your name is Gary, isn't it?
Hold on 1 second. I'm almost there.
So, what stage? What do we got going on? Food Plot Chronicles. Where are we at? What stage? What stage of the game?
We're at the
What's in? What's out? What's
we're
got to
at
go
the
in?
we're at the freak out and hope everything grows stage. No, so most of our the spring stuff is in. We are going to plant actually a little bit more.
Well, why wouldn't we?
Why
It's never
not?
done.
Spend some
Never
more
done.
money planting food plots.
That probably won't work.
That'll probably fail.
No, we got to try it.
No, I mean honestly, it's fun to learn stuff too. Like, let's plant this later and see what hell happens. Like, whatever. If it doesn't come up good, then
Well, I mean, it kind of teaches you about your variables.
it does.
So,
So it's fun. But yeah, some other spring stuff we actually couldn't plant because of the fields aren't ready. So we're gonna get some more stuff in probably in a week or so.
what does that mean? More stuff. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Just corn and soybeans probably.
Okay.
We've been planting a lot of miscanthus. That's food plot aid, not physical food, but been planting trees. I mean, we're planting it all.
Why? Why are you doing that?
Just trying to give the deer more food varieties. I mean, the tree stuff, they always say like, yeah, the best time to plant the tree was 20 years ago. And you're like, well, no shit.
Thanks.
Thanks. But no,
That's
the
an
other
asshole
saying
thing to
is
say.
the best time to plant the tree is today. So if you're thinking about planting one, go get yourself one and plant it. But that's all like long-term stuff, but it's 10 years, 20 years down the road. That's kind of like a cool legacy thing.
It's still important.
Yeah, but like 20 years down the road, that thing could be whatever it is. It's some huge tree now, and you're like, holy shit, I planted this thing 20 years ago. And this is the first year it produced a nut. Or something like that. Back to that hydrogen water.
And here we go, circling back to that hydrogen water. Trees that produce, well,
Hardwood that produces nut.
deep into its lifespan because of hydrogen water.
But yeah.
But yeah, what? I'm still waiting for an answer. I don't know what the fuck you are planting and why. So we got corn and beans in the ground, okay? So
Yeah,
what
we
are we
do.
waiting for now? What are we waiting for now? Like what do we do?
So With the corn and the beans, really, we're gonna just waiting to see what kind of weed comes up in them. Hopefully, not a lot, but if some come up, we have actually corn that we planted that's both Roundup Ready and not. So the not stuff, you're kind of limited a little bit there. But anything that's Roundup Ready, spray it down. Nice little spray. Keep the weeds in check. Maybe give it a nitrogen booster in about a couple of weeks, month. But right now is the time where, like tomorrow, I'll go to camp and check everything to make sure it's actually coming up. Tomorrow will be day 10, I think, 9 or 10 after we planted. And
Okay.
we got rain pretty much 24 hours after we planted, so
That was good timing.
it was good timing. But everything that was planted should be up. Like you should be
So
able to
what are
see
you
it.
looking for?
I'm looking
Leaves?
for it to be there, yeah.
Pokage?
Yeah, corn's gonna be like maybe anywhere from a half an inch to a inch, 2 inches tall. Like, our fields aren't friggin' asphalt flat, so some of them just get planted a little bit deeper, so some are gonna be smaller and some are bigger. But you're just looking for some to come up. And if you get a huge section that's nothing is coming up, then I gotta figure out what the hell happened and is it gonna come up, or do I gotta replant, or what do we do? Or do we just wait till fall
Okay.
and put something in the fall, or we got to adjust there?
Okay, I got another question for you.
Okay.
Okay. So you see your corn coming up right now.
Yeah.
Great. Do we
Great.
have a party? Is it over? Are we good? We're gonna just have a bunch of corn in the fall, or what? Or is it? What do
No,
you?
but the corn's coming up. That's excellent news.
Yes.
Excellent news.
Everyone,
Now,
get out your hydrogen water.
usually when you plant enough of it, it doesn't matter. But holy shit, the crows! If you plant like a small patch of corn, a flock of crows could take that out in a week. So hopefully you don't have that problem, but we have had it in the past. I'll usually like put up like and the same thing with the freaking groundhogs. My gosh, they'll take out a 30-yard wide, 30-yard diameter circle of soybeans pretty quick, because they like them when they're just coming up. So there's not that much there. They just scurry around and they can take it out quickly, and that's the most important part
Oh yeah,
of the soybean's life. So,
because then it's dead.
well, I mean, it'll resprout, but it needs to get past a certain point. Otherwise, it's just not going to go anywhere. So those, you're kind of keeping an eye on that whole situation all summer long, literally. Definitely the first 3 weeks of the plant growing. Woodchuck, crow, you just got to be on them. I'll try to put a post up and like throw one of those fake owls or something in one of the fields. I mean, anything to help a little bit, deter
Yeah.
something.
I've got a crow. I've got a crow.
So I'm honestly, this is a fun time of year to. Dad loves it.
Yeah, that's why we drafted him.
Woodchuck hunter. He's the varmint machine.
He likes beaver and ground beaver, water beaver, ground beaver. He
Yeah.
likes hunting both of them.
The beaver-looking creatures. He's all about those.
It's because they ruin your land.
They do. But no, seriously, you have to keep those in check. That's very important, especially like deer food plots. Yeah, if you're planting 20 acres of soybeans, not like, yeah, you still probably got to keep them in check, but they're not going to take out that whole damn field. But an acre or two, you got to keep in check. So once you see them growing, though, everything's coming up. That's good. Great news. Great news. Now you just got to keep the varmints and predators in check, and then you're gonna have to spray soybeans and corn if the weeds are coming up. And at that time too, we'll usually do like a little adding fertilizer to the spray or something. But other than that, you just hope you get timely rains and let her go. And in the meantime, I'm probably just now, like this week, we'll want to start spraying down the anything that we're going to be doing in the fall, like the fall food plots. I mean, shit, those things are already 3 feet tall of crap. So you either got to brush hog them or just spray them now so that they have a month and a half solid to really die out, so that your till is efficient.
Efficient and adequate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man.
It's basic rundown.
That's pretty cool. Sounds easy.
It's very stressful, honestly, because everything's got to happen so perfectly. Like you make decisions for it to happen relatively perfectly, but it still doesn't always happen the way you want it to.
Definitely not.
So you need rain, you don't get it. You don't need rain, you get it. Something like that.
Mother Nature. Trying to control the
Mother.
weather. You can't do it. You definitely can't do that.
No. No, you can't. But it's fun. Learn new stuff every year. Just like being a mini farmer.
I mean, it's yeah. Call it
It's
mini,
farming.
call it what you will. It's farming.
It's farming.
It's farming. Yibbidi-bee-wah. Well, I don't know. You got any questions for me?
How far are you shooting that, Hoyt?
I mean, I've been
You got it sighted
past
in. You got
couple.
it dialed in. Like you're going to TAC this weekend. So how are you preparing for that as a avid archery shooter?
I wouldn't. I'm gonna be in a league of in a different. I'm gonna be in a different league this weekend. You know, these. I feel like a lot of these guys. You know, they're like all tacked out. You know, they got special arrows. You know, that shoot flatter. Their fletchings are smaller. No pun
You got
intended.
to like reset your bow up for that event
I'm
if you're
not
doing
doing
that.
that.
Yeah, no.
I'm not
Like
doing that.
I think part of the fun of that event. I mean, obviously, this is what if you just like the 3D shoot and that's all you do, that's cool. But part of the cool of that event is to put yourself in hunting situations. You want to
Yeah,
test your
with
hunting equipment.
that's yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I don't have anything different. Like other than a lighted knock and a broadhead, which is obviously different, but my hunting arrows the same weight, length, all that shit, and my setup's the same. A lot of guys crank their bows down. Mine's cranked up to 72 pounds, just bottomed
You're gonna
out.
be
I mean,
sore the next day.
I get to like I get to like 40 or 50 shots now, and I'm like
Done
I'm
or
tired.
feeling.
I'm
How
getting
many
yeah.
shots is a round attack?
I think they're 25 targets, so you shoot an arrow a target.
It's just one arrow a target.
I mean, probably based on
The line.
yeah,
Okay,
but I
so
think yeah,
you'll be all right.
generally it's one arrow target, but
And you're not that you have a break because you're kind of hiking around, but you're not.
yeah, you're not
You're
shooting
those
back to
40
back to
arrows.
back.
You're shooting them. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been now just to make my to get stronger. I've been shooting 5 arrow rounds, just because you do that. Number one, you can knock out 25 arrows, fairly efficiently, not quickly, because I don't like to just go shoot just to knock some shit off my, be like I got to practice, so I got to knock this off my list. Like,
Yeah, you got to zen it.
yeah, when I go there, I'm focused on certain things. I typically like right now sighting this or getting this Hoyt dialed in, like the last couple times I've gone there and I'm shooting this range because I don't even have a sight tape on my dialed yet. Like I don't even have I still got the factory sight tape and I just am making marks.
Well, that's
Well,
fine. You want, yeah.
yeah, but I guess my point is like I want to shoot 40 yesterday, and then I want to come back today and I want to start there again, and I want to, like, prove
That's where it needs to be.
what I marked. And
Yeah.
then so today I did that, and tomorrow morning I'll go there and I'll probably take a couple shots at 40 again, but then I'm going to go right to 60 yards. And I'm going to try and get my what I think is close, on my sight tape for 60, and then the next day I'll go back and I'll probably go right to 60 and I'll prove it basically. And after that, I got 20, 40, 60 marked. Like, I might have to just pick a sight tape at that point and roll with it.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. Like, I'm not going there to score points or break records or anything like that. I'm going there to, first of all, I'm going there to obviously represent TAGNBRAG and represent us, and going there to be with REK and meet the guys at Hoyt, and probably meet a lot of other people and network and stuff like that. And then the camaraderie and challenging to yourself to shoot a little bit farther and just different scenarios than you ever have. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm going for. I ain't going to fucking be the best, be John Dudley of the Michigan Crystal Mountain Total Archery Challenge.
That's kind of a cool point, though, with like practicing. I've done that a little bit too. Well, I mean, David has his bow in his hand like I am on the tractor.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how to compare it, but you're shooting every day almost.
Yeah, every day that I can. I mean, and right now my living situation, like I'm 20, 25 minutes from the range. Can't walk out my back door and sling arrows.
Yeah.
So I carve out time, but yeah, that's one of my like priorities. I just want to be, first of all, I love doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to be good at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but that's kind of cool. The starting at a longer distance, like if your long distance is 40, start there or whatever. If you're shooting out the 60, I think that's cool. I've done that a few times, but many people's natural instinct is to like start at 20 yards, shoot a couple, go back to 30, go to 40. But then by the time you get to like, what do you want to practice distance? That's when you need to be the most or the least fatigued.
Right.
And you're the most fatigued. So it makes that more challenging. But on top of that, if you're like, when I say I don't love to shoot anything over 40 yards, but I want to be lethal as hell at 40 yards. If you get good at practicing 60 and then you come back to 40, it just feels routine.
Oh, it feels
like
routine.
20 yards.
Yeah.
You're almost like, holy shit, this can't be 40. Like, I'm putting them in there. So it's just a huge practice, routine to get in with, go a little, practice farther than what you're comfortable hunting at.
Yeah. And what I like, I'm not no Levi Morgan or anything like that. Like, I practice shooting my bow, and I think we all practice shooting our bows. Like like our squad, we practice for the hunting scenario. Like, we're not practicing to like shoot little friggin' X's on circle targets. It's all practicing for the hunting scenario. So one of the things is like, okay, if the opportunity comes up and your effective range is 40 yards, well, you're not going to get to practice at 20, 30, 35, and then 40 before you take that 40-yard shot.
Right.
So while you're in, like, you're going to play how you practice. So while you're on the range, like, throw yourself into that moment. And okay, if you fuck it up, like, who cares? You're on the range, but okay.
Shoot a few.
Know that you can be cold, and you could pull your bow back for the first time, maybe even in that day, depending on how you're hunting, where you're hunting, and you could send an arrow 40 yards and it could make its mark. Like, know that you could do that. Same thing at 60 or farther yardages. And also, like, you can get in a shooting routine that is so habitual that it's like, all right, for like you said, first couple arrows, 20 yards, this is how they feel. Second, 30, this is how they feel. 40, and so on and so forth. And you get to 60, 70, 80 yards shooting, and you're like already fatigued. Well, change it up. Like, start at 60 or 70 one practice round and work your way down to
Yeah.
like 10 yards,
Yeah.
because the shot should be the same. It should be the same. Like, on a still target, you draw back, you get your anchor point, you come down, like, what I check is my peep sight, or is the housing of my sight centered in my peep sight. Then I go to my level. Now I'm at my pins. And at that point, my bow's already down, like, onto the target. And then I'm kind of like pins, level, pins, level. All right, see ya. And but like that progression, it shouldn't elongate the farther your target is. You know what I mean? Like, it in theory it does, but in reality, it shouldn't matter. Like, it's the same shot. You know what I mean? Like, you're not, your flaws are far more at those distances. Yes. But your shot should be the same.
Right.
The tempo, everything that you kind of get in a rhythm. And yeah, in certain hunting scenarios, obviously, you may have to draw your bow back and hold for a long time, and you get thrown out of that tempo, and or just kind of like that repetitiveness. So it's important to practice outside of that as well. But I mean, you got to, like, for me, practicing, you got to just throw different stuff at yourself, even if it could be as different as, okay, you got one of those targets that's like a five dots, like a dice. Okay. And you're always shooting at the middle target. Like, that's the only one that you shoot at. Well, shoot at the top left one once,
Shoot one arrow at each one.
Shoot one arrow at each one, shoot at the bottom right one only, or whatever. And it just plays with your mind a little bit, and nothing is ever like exactly the same. So I just feel like when you get into that hunting scenario, it kind of prepares your mind, your nerves, because that's where target panic can come from. You know what I mean? Like, if you've got target panic while you're on the range, well, the panic that you endure when you're in a tree or in the woods or in the moment of truth and you're pulling back is going to be amplified like times 100.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just different ways to try and find kind of beating that, so that you're beating your mind, essentially, I think it's just important.
So I got one more question for you. So this could be more of a hunting situation, but is it best to come, when you draw your bow, to come down on the target, or do you kind of come down through the target and then back up to where your aim point is? Because sometimes if you have target panic and you're in a hunting situation, it would be easy to just come down, and as soon as you start seeing like
brown
flesh, fur,
you
get to like, not even as soon as you see it, let it rip, but
that's what happens in the woods.
Right, but especially if you have a vertical pin, like, you can't see the full spectrum of the deer. Sure. So you're kind of just playing in your head off of, okay, my pin came down 5 inches, I got to be there.
Yeah.
So, and I think Michael Waddell has said this too, because I'm pretty sure he used to do the same thing. Like, had a trouble when he like hit a few deer high, or I don't know what the case is. Maybe it wasn't even him, but I just recently saw something like this. But if you come, because naturally most people raise their shoulder to draw their bow, so naturally you're coming down to a target. But I think I was just curious of what you do because I'm actually like trying to think about what I do. I can't. It's so like habitual. I'm trying to think of what I do, but I try to come up so that the tendency to shoot high is not there. You can see your full picture.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't I like I come down onto the target
Because
and I settle like I said, I kind of go through those couple checkpoints, level, pin, level, and then the second pin is usually my I'm ready.
indicator.
And I
But
like
the reason I ask this question is because on a target, like when you're practicing, you're coming down and it's usually like a color difference of a
right.
dot or something that you're seeing. So as soon as you hit that, you're like you're good. But that doesn't happen on a deer or whatever
No.
you're hunting.
No, I mean, and it's weird. I'm shooting at a target, and I'm shooting at one of those block targets, and it's got this like circle, probably like the size of a tennis ball.
Yeah.
I'll come down, I'll come down on that, and I'll usually my pin will touch like the bottom of that,
Yeah.
and then I'm coming back
Covering it.
up into it, and at that point, yeah, I'm usually like, all right, my level's good as I'm coming down, hit the bottom. That's where I see my pin, level again, and then that next time, like I feel like I'm in the middle
You're
or
there.
close, and then yeah, let it rip. But I should probably focus on that more coming down and then just bumping it back up. Like you don't have I think
Doesn't
when
have
you
to be I'm
all
probably
the way
explaining
under
it
the
excessive.
deer,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, right. But you just want to see the full
Yeah, you
target.
want to see the bottom of them and then come back up
Yeah.
to it, yeah.
Which if it forms a habit, it's almost no movement. Like it's
Right.
a friggin' micro centimeter of a
Yeah.
movement that you're actually using your arm. But
But the target panic in you is you're exactly right. Like
oh, I got it.
when you come down like that I can't remember what Levi calls it. Um like a dip bang or something. But yeah, you come down and as soon as you see like that color or brown, it's like boom, see you later.
Yeah,
And that's probably why a lot of people shot high. That's probably why I've shot high at times because that target panic kicks in that moment and you're like, look,
well,
shoot them.
it's just funny because sometimes with how much we film, we're looking at a second angle of ourselves after every shot, and
Yeah,
sometimes the shots are great, but you're still like, holy shit, I shot fast. And in
right.
the moment, like you're so locked in and it's like boo, it's like a kill mode thing. So
Yeah,
like when you hit your spot, usually you hit it, but sometimes you're like, wow, like if it wasn't a good shot, you're like, damn, that was too quick.
that was quick. Yeah. That's why, like, literally for me, every shot on the range, every one matters. Every
Oh yeah.
single one matters. Like
Yeah, you can't take one
literally
off.
that's why like I'll have one where I like pull it or where I didn't like the release or whatever. I may have like tweaked my grip or something like that and that like basically wasting a shot. Like I get ticked at myself. I'm like, fuck, dude, come on. Like, you know, focus on this. Like, shooting a little left or a little right or high, low, whatever, just based on, moving around a little bit. Like I can deal with that, but it's the shots that like you don't execute where in the woods, that shit is amplified by another foot and a half. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like because that's just how it is. Your
for sure.
emotions are amplified, your anxiety, it's a very anxious and like high energy moment.
For sure.
And so trying to focus on literally having every one of those shots matter and taking your time a little bit more on the range because in the woods, cut that time in half. But if it's systematic for you, if it like, if you flow through your shot and you feel good and everything like that, I don't know. It makes those moments you kind of calm down. You're like welcoming that,
For sure. Yeah.
you know. And then some people it's like so nerve-wracking that it's like you don't want to be in that. You almost don't want to you
You
want
want to
that
get
moment
yourself
so
out of
bad.
them. Yeah.
But yeah, exactly.
You
You're
want to
almost shooting quick because you're trying to get yourself out of that moment.
yeah. Yeah.
And that's the reality. But that's the hardships that you battle as a hunter in general, let alone a bow hunter
Yep.
when you're close, and you got to make something happen. But I love it. I love it.
Good topics to talk about.
Good talks. Good talks. Well, that was a good little rap sesh.
Did a little rap session.
I think it's about time for me to go get a workout in.
Oh yeah.
Stay active, folks.
Stay it.
Protect your tombs. But yeah, we will be right back here next Wednesday. We appreciate y'all listening in. As always, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we're starting to post on X now. So you can follow us on X at TAGNBRAG. We will have another live going out tonight on Wednesday on Facebook and Instagram. And we'll see you right back all here next week on another episode
Of Goose Chasing.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is. Love it.
Until next week, though, stay classy.
God bless.
And God bless.